Welcome the house listeners to this special news show that Kurt Ward should actually be hosting just now. I was actually looking forward to the night off, just having a general chat, etc. You know who this is with me today. I've got Alex Morris, maybe Kurt Ward, Paul Webb, Brian King. Special talk, 20 minutes or so. Tyson Fury has finally got his shot at the world title against Vladimir Klitschko in Dusseldorf's East Spirit Arena, 24th of October. Now, we're doing the rounds. Well, I watched a wee bit of it on the video anyway, Alex. It was going to purse bids, or was it purse bids actually, then an agreement finally got cut up between the Klitschko camp and the Fury camp. But also talk about the Russian Huryov was actually going to put in an $80 million bid for that fight.
I think that's right, yeah, that's what he was going to be putting in. I mean, he was there at the, there's loads of pictures floating about of old Hurinov at the actual purse bid meeting, and he was going to be flashing his cash again, like he did with the old Povetkin fight. What was that, 23 million or something he put in for that?
Yeah.
And I think I guess apparently what it looks like is Mick Hennessy shit the bed as soon as he saw him, and they managed to forge a deal with K2, and they didn't go to purse bids in the end.
Paul, you were saying a couple of weeks back, mate, that you just really wanted to see this fight happen. You've got it signed now, mate. You stoked for it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it makes sense that a good heavyweight in terms of the rankings gets to fight the heavyweight champion. It's a fight that's been muted for a long time, and I think that Fury has sort of got himself into that position where he's going to get the shot. I think it will take place in the rightful sort of place. It's going to be in Germany, where the fight should be. I think that they did well to avoid the purse bid scenario, because you never know what sort of weird and wonderful bids might have come in that might have jeopardised the fight. If Hurinov had have won, you never know, for whatever reason Fury may have backed out, or K2 may have wanted to pull Klitschko out of the fight. So it's good that it's on. Looking forward to it, and I think a lot of people will be. I don't think it's a particularly competitive fight, but any big heavyweight fight's always interesting to watch.
There's been talk that Fury's going to make something like $3.5 million for this fight. Now, I don't know how legit that is. Don't know if that's euros, pounds, or dollars, or whatever it is. But we're talking off air, Brian, about the fact is maybe if Fury maybe got worded about the bid that Hurov was actually going to put in, and maybe see him stay put and maybe get more money out of it, or you think the deal he's got from Klitschko is probably better than what it was worth?
I don't know. That Russian money was insane.
Stupid, really, eh? I mean, how's he going to make his money back on that shit?
I don't know. Maybe basically Vladimir's offered him like an Eddie Hearn 60-40 or something like that. Like he's getting actual more money off of like Vlad's cut, so they didn't go to purse bids, so that Russian didn't win it and take it to Russia. Maybe that's what it is. So or maybe the fact that they're going to get, I mean, it's like about 60,000 seater stadium. They'll probably fill that.
Let's see, I've got actually the details here of the Spirit Stadium here. Concerts at stay at 66,500. So you talk about maybe 70,000 in there.
I mean, I've seen on Twitter like people that aren't even like Fury fans saying they're already booked up to go. So the cunts are just going to team over there, aren't they? There's just hundreds of Brits abroad getting wrecked. Leeds fans singing 10 German bombers and stuff like that.
Fucking Dusseldorf knows out of the place, mate. It's a shithole. It's not the greatest place in Germany, but anyway, be good German beer. That's the main thing about it. But Alex, do you think this is a mismatch anyway? How much of a chance are you going to give Fury in this?
I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a mismatch. I mean, it's Vlad. Vlad is the number one guy, isn't he? He is the champion, and arguably, you know, you'd have to really struggle to make a case for anyone to beat him, regardless of how much of a bum buddy you are of Anthony Joshua or Wilder or Fury. I mean, none of these guys you can really say with too much confidence that they're going to beat Vlad unless he's really old or breaks a leg or something. So mismatch is a bit unfair, but you've got to back Vlad in this. I think Klitschko is going to beat him. I think there is a suspect amount of, there is, Fury's chin is suspect. We've seen him be put down by relatively feather-fisted fighters. Cunningham, the cruiserweight, who wasn't even much of a puncher at cruiserweight, really just splattered him. And that Nevin Pacek, or whatever his name is, just dropped him pretty much with the exact same shot. Now Fury isn't, to be fair, that those two guys were smaller than Fury and they came in with overhand rights, and Vlad isn't the type of fighter to come in with overhand rights. Still, we know that Vlad carries absolute devastating power in both hands when he commits to it, and from what we've seen recently of Fury, he wants to box the long game, he wants to use his jab, and is he really going to out jab the man who's probably got, what arguably top 3 jab ever? I mean, only Larry Holmes, you could say, maybe had a better jab than Vlad at the moment. It's it's difficult to see how Fury's going to approach this.
You got another feeling, think I'm going to be off your line there, Alex. Don't know, mate. But Brian, I mean, some people calling it a mismatch. You in that camp, mate? Or you think Fury stands any chance at all? And how do you think he's going to approach this fight? I mean, obviously he's going to box and move and try and use some lateral movement. I think it's going to be enough. Has he got the power, do you think, to even put a dent in Klitschko?
I don't think it's going to be a mismatch, no. He's a big bastard. Let's see if you see the pictures. Like, Fury is actually bigger than him. Like thickness-wise, obviously, Vlad's just full of muscle. But Fury, standing next to him, he's a huge frame. And I don't think Vlad's going to be able to kind of tire him, holding him against the ropes, leaning the top of him. So he's going to need... Vlad's going to need to start to box more instead of doing his dirty tactics that he always does. He maybe get away with a bit with Jennings, but he'll not get away with Vlad. See if people keep bringing up Cunningham as well. I don't think that fight was as bad as it was. His trainer couldn't go over there, so that disrupted it. And the fact is, sometimes boxers just don't take other people seriously, and he probably didn't take Cunningham seriously because he was a bit of a midget for a heavyweight. So people casting that up at the time. I can't remember another time that Fury was actually hurt bad with MDLs. Has there been another time? I know he punched his cell in the face, but other than that, I can't think of another time he was hurt with another boxer.
Well, Pie kick put him down.
He was hurt twice
really
in that fight, though.
He
was hurt twice in that fight.
Wait, Cunningham?
Aye.
I can't remember it twice. All I can remember is just getting put in his arse.
4th round, I think. Well, he got knocked down in the 2nd round, wasn't it? I think he got knocked down in the 2nd round, and then there was something that happened in the 4th round.
I seem to remember he got buzzed again, I think.
Aye, did he not get knocked down or something, and he walked straight into a right hand or something?
He only got knocked down once, but I do remember him being on a bit of a wobble, I think, in the 3rd or the 4th.
Well, I'm not going to pick him to beat him. I don't think he's going to beat him. I think he'll get stopped mid-rounds, but I don't think it's a mismatch. I know Paul's got some serious fucking hate for him for some reason, but it's even something like you're getting the best possible fight that can be made, other than Wilder, which is a bit impossible to make. I've not got a problem with it. You'll not hear me moan if he's beat everybody in the division, Vlad, and the next best person there's Fury. So, what more can you ask for? That's all you want.
Yep, definitely. I mean, I'm in that camp. I mean, the only reason I'm asking if it's a mismatch, I mean, a lot of guys on Mixler saying here, just basically bold capital saying mismatch, all that sort of stuff. I don't think it is. I mean, I think Fury's boxing ability is underrated. I just don't rate his power all that much. I mean, he is a big guy in the heavyweights and stuff like that. Anything can happen, but I just don't think he's got that A-class power that, even though I don't rate Wilder has got the power. Paul, I mean, I think Kurt, if he would get on the call, actually, I think Kurt's maybe going for I think he said Vlad in 4 rounds or something. Are you going to buy into that? Whereabouts do you see Vlad winning this fight?
I think Vlad doesn't tend to rush fights and he hasn't had a very early stoppage in a while, so I think a very safe bet is Vlad middle round. The question will be whether Fury can take him the distance. Fury's got good fitness, to be fair. When he shows up in shape, he is capable of doing the championship distance, so he's got a chance, but I can't see anything other than a Klitschko stoppage. The reason why I think it's a severe mismatch is not necessarily because Fury's terrible. He's not. It's just that I can't see any scenario that he wins. Vlad's a much better boxer. He hits a lot harder. I mean, with the heavyweights, you always go on this assumption that, one big punch can change it. But Fury doesn't have that big punch. I don't see any way that he can stop Vlad. I don't see him being able to outbox him, so that's why I think he'll struggle and get stopped.
I just seen Kurt log in there, actually, see if we can get him on the call. There he is, here he comes. I'm just looking through Tyson Fury's Twitter account. He's fucking moaning here about something. Got to say, Klitschko's and their peoples are liars and cheats. Say one thing and mean another. We had a deal and they reneged on it. Con artists. Kurt, what's your boys been up to again now, mate? Have been shafting people again like they did Abdul Salamov? Fuck, we lost him.
Yeah, he just dropped. Hopefully he's back on.
He's took a knee. He's done a call.
He's not quite yet though, has he?
What do you think about Fury's inactivity recently? Obviously the Hay fight's been put off, probably hurt him quite a lot, but he still hasn't really been active after that. I mean, he had the Chisora fight, but he's not really been up to much else, has he? So do we think that's going to really affect him?
Did you see the pictures of him recently, actually? Kurt, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me, yeah?
Fucking hell, there he is.
What a nightmare.
I get slotted in the fucking, like, literally seconds to go, man. Looking forward to you taking over for the night. Anyway, mate, we've just been kind of talking there. Some people are saying that Fury's, it's a bit of a mismatch with Mixler and stuff, but, Brian's happy the fight's getting made. I'm happy the fight's getting made. I think Paul's happy to see Fury step up. Alex, you know Alex. Give me your take on it, mate.
I think it's a good fight, and it's one I'm really looking forward to. I mean, I can see why some are saying it's a mismatch, but, to be honest, I think Fury will cause Vlad a few problems. I mean, if you look through history, I've said it before, how many heavyweights have been at this age and still, number one? I mean, I know George Foreman came back, but that was after a long absence, and that was when he, shocked the world by beating Mora. Vlad's been on top now for a long time, and he has shown signs, naturally, that he is on the slide. I mean, in the Jennings fight, Jennings obviously a different fighter to Fury. He's a lot more athletic, he's smaller, I think he was in survival mode for the second half of the fight, but he's in with a guy who's bigger than him, who's a lot younger than him, and we haven't really seen him in with a big guy himself. So I think there's going to be a lot of questions answered in this fight. But I think for me, it's a bit too early for Fury. Not in terms of that, he needs more fights, but I just wish he'd had a few fights against big guys himself. Good big guys. I mean, we saw when the Chisora fight, the rematch fell through, and he was supposed to fight Ustinov. Now, I know Ustinov he's not really like Vlad, but it'd be interesting to see him against a big guy who he can't really do what he wants with and push around, and we've not really seen that. We've seen Vlad against absolutely everyone, from the amateurs all the way through his pro career. No matter what you think of his opposition, he's fought absolutely everyone of all different sizes, styles. He's seen it all, and I just think if you look at the two fighters, look at what they bring to the table. Vlad comes out on top in almost everything. I mean, Fury's got a hell of a heart, and he looks like he'll come for anything to try and get the win. But experience, power, everything he's on Vlad's side, I think. So it'd be a big shock for me if Fury can pull it off, and I do expect Vladimir to stop him early, to be honest.
Alex, what do you think about the outcome of this fight? I mean, I think Brian says late stoppage. I think I'm going for a stoppage as well. I think around about rounds 8 or 9. Where are you sitting with that?
Yeah, I mean, Vlad's not really the type to get his opponents out early, is he? And I think if Fury's going to be boxing like he seems to have kept a certain discipline lately, then he's going to be boxing at range. He's going to be very defensive minded, and it's going to be difficult for Vlad to really, he's not a combo puncher as it is anyway. It's going to be difficult for him to put any significant punches together unless he, cracks home with a big right hand and puts Fury to sleep. I can't see him knocking him out early, unless he's trying to put on that show. Again, it's the type of fight Vlad wants to fight at the end of the day, I think. But we know Vlad is ultra defensive, ultra conservative. He knows the way he likes to fight, and it works for him. So I think it'll be a very late stoppage if it is a stoppage, or wide points.
What makes me look forward to the fight, I think if you look at a lot of the guys who fight Vlad, they just come to survive. It's like a moral victory going to 12, and people say, oh well, fair enough, you lasted 12 with a big puncher. But I think if you think back to the Pulev fight, now people criticise Pulev afterwards, but he went there to try and win, he went there to knock Vlad out, and because of that, he made Vlad aggressive, he made Vlad, have to throw the big punches, and he walked into some heavy shots. But if Pulev could have got through those first 6 rounds, I mean, it's going to take a big if for anyone to be able to take that kind of power. But if he had, there's a chance that you could see Klitschko maybe gassing down the stretch. I mean, he's 40 years old now. And it's just whether I think Tyson's going to approach it the same kind of way. I mean, he's not going to go all gung-ho from the start, but he's going to do his best to win. He's not going to just be surviving. And I think that could be added to that, his height, which if you've seen Vlad's fights, a lot, against the guys who are around his height or bigger than him, he's a lot more aggressive because he has to be.
I was going to say that, aye.
There's not as much, people say, oh, he's Klitschko and he's always clinching, but against the big guys, Tony Thompson, Marius Wack, there isn't as much clinching because, the other guys don't really need to get in close as much as obviously a 6-foot guy needs to. So I think we're going to see a good fight, and hopefully Fury does really go for it because, he's going to take shots, and I think that's a given. Fury, he's going to take big shots, and it's just whether he, like Pulev, can he get through a few of those rounds? I'm not so sure.
See, that's the one thing though. See if the first round or two, like Klitschko gets hit, and like Fury hasn't actually got any power. I mean, I actually think he's got decent power. He's not got great power, but I think he's got enough power to trouble people. But see if like Vlad like kind of gets punched and doesn't feel it, he might end up just trying to walk him down and just do what he done with Pulev and just goes right at him. I mean, I think it'll be about 6 or 7 rounds, but if he's not got the power to hurt him, then it could go early, definitely.
This is the thing about, people say that Fury hasn't got power, but he is a 6'9" fucking man who's 250 pounds, probably a bit more, and he's got the power to knock Vlad out. When you're that big, he could put Vlad to sleep.
I just think it's because he's not one of the guys that's like get the one punch power. That'll just put somebody in his arse and like finish the fight. He's like a kind of combination where he kind of wears somebody down.
Oh yeah, he's not the type to throw those bombs, like you say. He's just gonna, I don't think he's gonna go in there and try and do a one-hit quitter, as it were. I think that he will go for the combinations, but maybe the one-hit quitter is the way to go, because I don't think he can outbox Vlad. Interestingly, it will be interesting to see how Vlad deals with the fact that he won't be able to clinch and wrestle with him, because I think Fury will just be stronger, he'll be bigger, and how is he going to wrestle a 6'9" man and clinch him in like the way he did Povetkin? It's an interesting style matchup for sure.
I suppose the one main thing would be, which was right out of my fucking head as I was reading this Mixler chat there. Fuck's sake! See what happens, Alex, man. I'm not prepared for this shit. I blame. I've actually forgot what I was going to say. Anybody else want to take it up?
Fuck Eddie Hearn.
Well, yeah.
What's he done this time with?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, we can talk about, as Kurt just mentioned, the channel that this is going to be on, because obviously Warren, it seems like he's been screwed out of a job here, because Box Nation really hasn't been mentioned as a potential channel for this. It's ITV, BT and Sky.
Wait a minute. ITV can actually put up more money than Frank Warren.
Well, that's apparently it. I don't know what's going on with it. I mean, Hennessy's the one behind it, and he's obviously been talking to certain people. It's ITV, BT, and Sky.
That would be massive numbers, wouldn't it, if it was on ITV?
The thing that I look at it as, and I don't know if this is true or not, I'm totally off, but the guy. The Russian guy who won the Povetkin, he was there today, and apparently he was about to bid $18 million for the fight, obviously to take it to Russia. He's also involved with Frank Warren, because Warren has just signed what's the name, Ustinov, to a free fight deal or something.
Fighting this weekend.
Yeah, so there's some kind of deal there, and I don't know if they were trying to win the bid and get it on Box Nation, and maybe Hennessy has looked at it and done a deal with the Klitschkos, because I think Dan Rayfield said that the negotiation was done 4 minutes before the purse bid was due to start, and obviously sure enough would have won the bid with $18 million. That wouldn't have been beaten. So I'm just wondering, apparently some people are saying that Mick has severed ties with Frank Warren, and now obviously the fight can go wherever it's going to go. Obviously he just mentioned Sky, ITV and BT. I mean, and Warren hasn't tweeted anything about the fight or anything, so it looks to me like he's been, thrown out of it.
I tell you what, it's good to see Hennessy maybe getting paid, eh? After all the fucking hard luck he's had actually with some of these fighters.
Get a few Chineses with this, can't I?
Yeah. A few dominoes arranged. I still haven't fucking remembered what I was going to mention there before.
I definitely think that Sky have actually said something, and they've had the nod to say that they're getting the TV rights.
Will this be pay-per-view then, do you think?
Oh, I think it'll be 100% pay-per-view. I'm not saying it should be pay-per-view. I think it should have only been pay-per-view if it was in the UK. Because it was going to cost money for get Klitschko over here, wouldn't it? But in Germany, why does it need to be? But
nah, I don't think it will be.
Oh.
Put it this way, I think you'll probably see Klitschko get the lion's share, or maybe all of the money for HBO, which he probably will. Fury will get the British money, and Klitschko gets the fucking German money.
Oh, I forgot it would be on HBO. Yeah, because this is his last fight on HBO, isn't it?
Yep.
Lads.
See, the thing is, though, I'm saying that the reports are that Sky are wanting at least 4 pay-per-views this year, and I don't know. I know Paul's mentioned James DeGale in October, but I don't know whether they'll get that in pay-per-view, and this could be one that they could kind of milk it. Just fuck it on Sky. No, it'll be nothing to do with Hearn. It'll just be another Sky product again, just getting the feed. for abroad and just charge cards.
Well, it makes sense for Sky to have it really. Well, it makes sense for Box Nation to have it really, but apparently they've got no chance. So if anyone else, I mean, it makes sense for Sky to have it because they're gonna go, whole hog with the hype and the bullshit, and you just know there's gonna be Anthony Joshua, in the studio talking his shite. It's gonna be Anthony Joshua, or these two are fighting for the right to fight Anthony Joshua. He's the man in waiting. Blah 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 blah. And they'll pay any money to have that opportunity to chat that shite.
The winner of Joshua and Cornish are fighting the winner of Fury Vladimir.
Imagine if that was true and the contract written up and Gary Cornish got the shot. Fucking hell, man. That's pure Rocky Balboa story.
Give Gary Cornish the shot if he fucking beats Joshua. Give him every title. Fucking hell.
Having it outdoor at Inverness Cali Stadium or something like that.
Aye, right after fucking North Sea. I can imagine it pushing the rain.
In terms of Fury, though, I mean, he's got this unbeaten record, and obviously, some people are saying he's got no chance. But if you look at his career, it's the fights that he didn't have that have really defined him in a way. I mean, he didn't fight David Haye, obviously, because Haye pulled out twice. Most people, and I'm one of them, think that Haye would have knocked him out early or, beat him anyway. He didn't fight Kubrat Pulev. Now then Pulev goes to get beat by Vlad and people shit on him saying, he's rubbish. He also didn't fight David Price. For whatever reason, I'm not saying any of those are his fault, but for whatever reason, he didn't fight those guys. And if he had fought those guys, many people feel that he would have had at least one loss on his record already, and maybe a bad loss.
I think Price would have beat him. I don't know why. Well, maybe that's why he didn't take the fight. I do think that he ducked Price, even though Price has got a glass chin. But
I thought a £500,000 offer was made to Fury.
Aye,
money.
Did they know vacate his belt or something like that?
British title, was it not?
Aye, he did. And he said the fight wasn't big enough or something. That usual spiel and all. And then after they get knocked out, he says, that's him ruined the fight. I was like, well, you should have fucking taken the fight then.
Were any of you actually surprised the see Fury actually take the fight? I mean, I've been slightly critical of Fury. You mentioned those names there. I've always said that maybe Fury could have had this fight, maybe about 18 months ago if he really wanted it.
Well, yeah, but it could be due to a timing thing. I mean, everyone knows the story about Ricky Hatton. Was 2 years before he fought Kostya was on at Frank Warren every day. I want Kostya, I want to fight him, and Frank Warren kept saying no. And Ricky Hatton, was pissed off. But now, years later, he acknowledges that if he had fought Kostya 2 years before, he would have got beaten. So, timing is everything. And maybe they've looked at Vlad's last fight against Jennings, which I thought he won quite comfortably, but he didn't look as sharp as maybe he has in the past, and maybe they're thinking that this is the best chance to get him now. I think a lot of fighters will be thinking that as well. So, it's up to him now he's got his big chance. It's taken a bit long, I think, but he's got his big chance now. He's got to deliver on it, and like I said, it is an interesting period for the heavyweights because we're going to have this fight, and hopefully at the end of the year or early next year, we're going to have Wilder against Povetkin as well, and then hopefully we can see the winners fight each other, and then we get
a rematch with Povetkin.
Well, yeah, in terms of fans, it's better if either Fury wins and Wilder wins, or Klitschko and Wilder face each other. Well, no one wants to see a Klitschko-Povetkin fight, but
I wouldn't mind seeing it with a decent referee because Vladimir should have been fucking done for that.
And I suppose as well, you could say as well, Povetkin has improved his diet somewhat as well, and he's actually looked more like an athlete.
That loss seems to have given the
kick up the arse.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And whoever's watching Coronation Street in the background, tut.
Hey, by the way, even the fact that you picked out the fucking theme tune to Coronation Street, double tut. The colours, no. Alright, okay. Anything else you want to add on to the discussion, lads, or you just want to end it there?
Just trying to think. Where's Rocco? Rocco said he was going to call into this.
I don't know, I think he fucking probably was driving by and seen some dark-haired, nice-looking lassie and says, fuck that, I'm getting her in my taxi. She's getting killed.
He's got the secret camera on.
Right, definitely. Honestly, I'm not filming this. Get that in your mouth.
The fucking London Peter Sutcliffe taxi driver.
Oh, he's a filthy bastard in the private DM chats. He gives me the boat, man.
So what do you think Fury's going to do after this fight then, if he loses, which seems likely?
I think he's the sort of guy that will just retire.
This is
I
what
mean,
I'm
he
thinking.
doesn't live a life like
No,
that. They mentioned that. I mean, have you seen the pictures of him recently with that big gut on holiday and stuff?
See, that's one thing I don't like. See fighters that are kind of blown up in weight. See if they do like a Ricky Hatton and come in toned. You're like, right, fair enough. But he blows up in weight, then he fights heavy as well. It's as if he doesn't bother his arse. And you've got Peter Fury turning around saying he's only got 4 stone to cut. Well,
Yeah,
why did you blow up 4 stone in the first place?
That shocked me as well. And I mean, we've had Peter on a few times, and he talks a lot of sense. But that didn't make sense to me when he said he only has to lose 4 stone. To a big man like Fury, 4 stone is like 14 pounds to the average guy. And I just think that's not a good look when you're fighting a guy who's obviously basically a gym rat.
They've known for the start of the year that they were going to be fighting Vladimir at some point this year. So why not stay in shape? Because all you're going to be doing is, for part of your training camp, is to having to lose weight. Why not keep most of that weight off, and then you can devise some sort of game plan that they think they're going to get and train for that.
That's what I keep saying about cloners sometimes. Actually, you don't live a life outside the ring. You blow up weight,
true.
and then you go into the training camp, and simple as you're training to make weight. I mean, a lot of Cotto did that for a vast majority of his 140 reign.
It's just basically you're just not there to kind of fucking work on nothing other than just trying to get the weight off, and all you're going to do is crash the weight. I mean, I know they're over in France, but anytime he's posting pictures, it's as if he's fucking living the life over in France. I know, not giving a fuck. Standing there with bottles of champagne with his woman and all that. Don't get me wrong, we don't do it, but I'm just a fucking daft, I'm not a boxer.
See, I was thinking he might retire simply because the way Mick Hennessy's gone about this, fucking over Warren. I mean, Fury, what channel's Fury going to be on after this if he loses?
Spike?
Yes.
That fish and chips thing?
Yeah, he'll be on the fucking Spike channel. He's not, or maybe Channel 5 again, but Channel 5 don't seem interested in the boxing anymore, so Warren's going to be fucking out for him after this. Warren's going to be getting the fucking lawyers on call.
Okay, so hope Hennessy's got his money put offshore somewhere.
It just depends how he loses. I mean, if he puts in a decent effort, I mean, Vlad will be retiring soon anyway. He can always come back. But if he's beaten up badly, it's hard to say. But I don't think he'll retire myself. Like I said, Vlad will be on the way out soon, and that's 3 of the belts already freed up, and the heavyweight division will be very weak when he's gone. So you'll have different guys fighting for the titles. And Fury's still a young guy.
Well, maybe if he has like a decent performance, you've got the immovable object, the future people's champion, and that'll be a fight that will get made in the UK down the London O2 where every cunt has to traipse down there in a fucking shit city to watch that fight.
That's a good point there. I mean, that fight is there for him. It's a big money fight, isn't it? It's going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be talked up the big bollocks. Even if Fury isn't asked about that fight, he'll get that fight and earn a decent wage just by turning up to fight Joshua or fall over for Joshua in London.
That just depends right enough, because it could be the fucking Cornish. He's going to take his soul, I'm telling you.
Speaking of Joshua, though, there are people out there who genuinely believe that Anthony Joshua would beat Tyson Fury right now if they fought. So,
well, so did Eddie Hearn, and then Tyson Fury says, make the fight then. No.
About a year ago he said that, didn't he?
Aye, we're not ready for it yet. And Tyson Fury's like, well, don't fucking mention my name again until you're ready to put him in with me. I was like, go on, Tyson, son, fucking do him. Attack him.
Fuck's sake.
What do you make of the Kell Brook news that he looks like he's not going to be fighting Brandon Rios now? Andy, what do you make of that?
Who's going to get the blame of this? So this is the thing. I mean, I see Hare's copping a bit of shit for this. He's asking, well, if what Cameron Duncan's saying is right, he's wanting options on Rios, I think, and then there's also talk about a rematch if it happens to take place in the UK, and there's no increase in money for Rios as well in a rematch. So what happens if Rios is the champion, and surely he deserves more money that way? To be honest, I know where Alex is going to go with this, but you think, Alex, this is definitely going to blame Eddie Hearn for this one, aren't you?
Yes, I'm ready. Woo! Yeah!
Let the hate go.
Here we go.
I'm just going to sit back. We're not pawned it off. I sit back and put the feet up here in the popcorn.
Why would this be Eddie Hearn's fault? Clearly he's made an effort to make the fight. He's obviously offered Rios a lot of money. He always offers a lot of money.
You should post the check out though, shouldn't he?
Posting the check out, standing in with Scott Quigg, the check model. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one, really. I mean, if we're trying to be serious about it, obviously Bob Arum didn't want the rematch clause, and the rematch clause is fine, but if they're demanding it be in the UK and demanding all these other things, then it's No, it's Hearn showing up again that he's a fucking piss poor negotiator who's got no interest in making decent fights.
The thing is, mate, Rios has got options as well, hasn't he? This is the thing that people seem to fucking forget. Rios can get a fucking decent payday against anyone in America.
See, I seen like people mentioning that there's rumours that this was 2 weeks ago that the Brook fight might be fucked up, and they're talking about like Provodnikov. They were going to try and make that fight.
I reckon Aaron will want that fight more than the Brook fight because he earns money off both of them cunts, really.
Well, Provodnikov's with Artie Palulu or something, is he not?
But he'll probably earn a lot more money sticking it in on TV and on HBO.
I mean, as a fan, I'd much rather see the Provodnikov Rios fight. And the thing is, as sick as it is, Brandon Rios, that is like a brain damage fight for him. But he's the type who'd actually prefer that fight as well because he knows what he's going to get from Provodnikov. And Brook's a much tougher fight for him, obviously. So, I can see why they would rather that fight, to be honest. And like Andy said, I mean, he can get payday anywhere really, and I think Andy was the one who said it on the party yesterday that when you're saying Mayweather's afraid of you and Khan's afraid of you and Thurman's afraid of you, and you have to have a rematch clause for Brandon Rios, who's never really had a win above lightweight, to be honest, of any good. It's not a good look for him. So it's just where does the opponent come from now? I mean, because he's kept saying that it's a big name. He needs this September pay-per-view, apparently. Anthony Joshua, we all had these names about David Price and Chisora. Looks like it's going to be Gary Cornish. Now Kell Brook hasn't got an opponent. I mean, who's there for him now for this pay-per-view?
Well,
he probably needs to go back to him, though. Do you know I think he needs to go back to Top Rank?
For some reason, I think that he's still going to fight Rios, and I think Hearn and that are just basically doing what Mayweather's doing with Khan and just fucking about that long that they're not going to have any sort of decent training camp and they're going to have to crash the weight to make the 147. I think the fight still does happen because there's absolutely no cunt there for Brook to fight other than Rios. He's not going to get MDL silver. What is this, July? So 8-9 weeks?
Yeah, but is that definitely on pay-per-view, this next fight?
Can they really afford to put Brook against TBA at the moment and fucking Joshua against Cornish on pay-per-view? Can they really get away with that?
Nah, Brook v Eggington, Battle of Britain, Mark 2.
Bradley Skate.
I mean, I think you can forget about Maidana. I mean, Maidana would need like 2 years' notice just now. How fat he's looking. Who else we got? Where's the IBF rankings here? I mean, Chavez. Who's he facing again?
Devin Alexander to face Brook.
Devin Alexander will be busy as no use.
It's just that the problem is that a lot of these guys, they don't need to come here. I know they're getting a chance to win a world title, but they don't need to come here because they can get as good paydays just fighting over there.
Well, so Devin Alexander says the other day that he doesn't even want to fight Mayweather because of the money that Mayweather offers people. He's like, I make that anyway. So you're talking he's making about $1 million just to fight fucking the likes of Chavez and that. So why are they going to come over here for less money?
Exactly. I mean, how much is fucking Tim Bradley's on? About $1.5 million, $2 million a fight. All the Heyman boys are on $1.5 million at least. Fucking Rios was pretty much the only one who is on about $500,000 average.
I mean, I remember
Hearn can't afford that.
Well, I remember him telling me that the reason he didn't take the Bradley fight is because they wanted ridiculous options. I mean, I can remember word for word what he says. It was like, something like 5 options, like 500,000, 600,000, 700. And I'm sitting, I was like, that's actually good money considering he's making fuck all in fight. Nobody at this point. But he didn't want to take that fight because of the options that Aaron would be wanting. But now he's doing the exact same. And now he can't make a fight because he's trying to do something that he didn't want done to him. This is what I don't get about him. He wants all the power, but he doesn't want to fucking give any away.
Well,
he's a bastard.
The problem is as well that obviously the end game is the Khan fight. I was moaning about this earlier on Twitter that all that the Brook seems to be doing right now is chasing after Khan, the same way Khan seems to be chasing after Mayweather. And it's a really bad look for him because while Khan is chasing Mayweather, the greatest fighter currently living, Brook is chasing him, and it just looks utterly embarrassing.
Well,
and he should really be trying to forge the fights against Thurman and Bradley and fucking, well, not I was going to say Guerrero and Berto, but fuck that, they're pretty shit. But he should be going for these top names himself and really making a name for himself in the division. I mean, Hearn always bangs on about having this belt and how significant this belt is now that Floyd's got the rest, but it's not significant if all the other fighters have no fucking interest in it.
Well, that's Hearn's MO though. He didn't want DeGale fighting MD because he wanted the Groves fight. He tried to make that before he took the Darrell fight. We all know about Cal Frampton. He's obsessed over him for 2 years. He's probably got a poster and a fucking hole in it and shags it, right? And now we've got Brook Khan. So I can remember Brook wanting to fight Khan when Khan was like, he was still a light welterweight and like maybe just coming up for like lightweight. So the guy's been wanting to fight him for about fucking 7-8 years. Instead of just go get your own fights. Like, see if he took the Bradley fight. Just say he won. He would have had the Pacquiao fight by now. Not saying that he would have won that, but just say that he did win that. Obviously, we'd have got the Mayweather fight. So all the fights that he wanted, he would have had by now. But because fucking Hearn didn't want to give away a couple of options that he obviously wants, he's had nothing. I mean, he wanted like 2 options on like Frampton, didn't he? We want a home and away fight. We want this, we want that. No, that's not happening. And he was wanting to be Groves and stuff like that, but he doesn't want to give any options away, but he just wants all the options in his favour.
It's fucking great how he can demand all that shit, but he'll not demand a fucking rematch of Ricky Burns against Figueroa, eh?
Oh, don't get me started, man. He fucking you know that fucker's not even answered empty's tweets with regards to that. He's just kind of brushed under the carpet. Basically, he made Ricky come for 135 that he says that he was going back down to. Then he put him up to 139. Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll just put it at 140.
It was 141, was it no?
But now it's going to be near enough 142. Oh, Ricky, you've went from lightweight to welterweight. How do you feel about that? Just get in there with a Mexican in Texas and just take a fucking beating. You're a cunt here. Absolute fucking cunt. Oh, you've got me started, man. I'm not going to get to sleep tonight now.
Genius.
What about Gianluca Branco, actually? I think Hearn would have the decency to fool him at 44-year-old.
Was that not who Paulie Malignaggi was going to fight for the European?
Aye.
Who's that that Mexican guy? Is he Mexican? He's got about 50 wins and he's got about 1 knockout. Who's he? Is he a white or a light white?
He's fighting Ik Yang next week. That's
that's that guy from Argentina.
That's
his name?
He's
Roberto Diquinez.
No, is
it Cuenca or something?
Cianca,
Cueno.
He's fighting for the world title next week.
Cesar Cueno, he's facing.
Oh,
Ik
that's
Yang.
right. I asked that yesterday. Who's that fucking shite that's fighting for Peterson's belt?
That Yang, he's actually no bad. Well,
He's bad. He's crude as fuck.
But he'll give it his ball.
That's on Box Nation. I don't even fucking know that boy.
It's a Macau card, isn't it? He's been on all the Chinese cards.
Oh,
He's quite little famous over
is
there.
it the Donaire card?
Yeah.
Go on, Donaire. He was best at buddies with me in Vegas. Oh, he fucking loved me.
Why did you bend over for him, like?
No, I was just talking pure shite to him.
You were right up fucking Leo Santa Cruz's ass, mate. So.
I'll
You've got that pedo moustache, I suppose.
I'll take a selfie with any cunt. I have no shame.
Ryan was at no shame with Eddie Herman. He was meeting him.
Oh, that.
So who's Brook going to fight then? The realistic option.
Gianluca Branco.
Van Heerden, I think.
Van Heerden, Bundu.
Frankie Gomez.
But I think Bundu's a good shout.
Frankie Gomez.
Let's just see who this guy is. 23.
Frankie Gavin.
Fuck.
Rematch.
Oh, he's undefeated, this boy. I mean, Hearn could sell him on that. He defeated Venom Paris. I mean, a bullet couldn't defeat him, you know.
What about just getting the guy that fucking shagged him? What about that? A rematch of that?
What? Fucking my machete. Fucking Samurai Warriors.
Get out of. Why doesn't he have like an open air fight in Tenerife? I mean, as we would all go out there, party time and all that, machete would come out, they'd all make up, next thing you know, he's fucking free balling with that guy again. It'd be all great, he'd be getting the fill of the Charlie. See, life would be great again. But no, he's going to be fighting Frankie Gavin.
Bradley Skeet.
Well, that's a fucking horrible thought, that. Telling you, Eggington.
It's not going to be the big fight, is it?
Aye. Is that in the Leeds card?
Is
it at Hull? No, it's not. It's fighting in the Quiggs card.
What's that next week, isn't it?
Aye.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's just not going to live up to the big fight that he was promising. Same as Anthony Joshua. It's like he promises the big names, and it just for whatever reason it just doesn't happen. And I mean, I just don't see where they can go with Brook at the moment. No one seems to be wanting to fight him for the money on offer, so he's in a tough spot.
I know Hearn wants to pay-per-view fights, but I think for the best for Brook is he needs to just go to America and take fights there, because he'll get paid well. He'll get paid better if he goes in America. I know that Hearn doesn't want that because he wants to pay per view, but he'll get paid more in America and he'll get the fights that he wants because it's over there, and he'll be backed with the likes of HBO and that. Because see, if he went to America, Bob Arum would make that fucking Tim Bradley fight come on. He goes over there, Tim Bradley's going to get the WBO belt because they're rat bastards. Right, so that's a unification. That's a good fight. Who wouldn't want that?
They're just desperate for the Khan fight, aren't they? They're just sitting on the bout waiting for Amir Khan by the looks of it, hoping that he doesn't get the Mayweather fight and forcing him to come to Brook.
I was always the opinion that the fight's going to happen 100% next year, right? But seeing what I think of it now, but see if Khan gets the Mayweather fight, which I think's a done deal. I just do. I just think Khan's just going to be a cunt and say, you know what, fuck you, I don't need you. I've made my money, I don't need to fight you. Ram it.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, Khan already, looks upon that he's above Kell Brook, and Kell needs to do more. If he gets a Mayweather fight and does all right in it, he's going to say, I've fought Mayweather, who have you fought? And I just think that's going to make the fight even less.
I mean, Rocco's made a good point. He's mentioned that, Marquez has said that he's fit for the fight in September. Everybody would want to see somebody like Marquez over here, but I'd be fucking devastated to see him go over there and get leathered. Fighting for nearly 2 years. And then we'll have I stopped the guy that stopped Pacquiao, and oh Jesus man, it'll be like the fucking Mardi Gras matchroom on to every cunt going fucking ape shit, saying he's the greatest of all time. Floyd Mayweather's knocking him, we're going to go to America, invade the place, fucking destroy the world. I can't bear it.
It's just, you got to think though, if they can't afford to get Brandon Rios over, how the hell are they going to get Marquez over? I mean, it's next to impossible, surely.
Brandon Rios is on like a minimum of 750,000. That's how much he's been getting for his last few fights. So what's that, about 400-500 grand? I mean, that's over double what Brook gets paid to now, apparently. So he's not going to come over here for any less. So you're talking about he's going to need to get paid like at least $1 million or something like that, and that's just for Brandon Rios. So just think what everybody else wants to come over here, and that's what he does. He does want the Can fight because that's an easy sell. It's Wembley or it's Millennium. Which would be better if it was at Millennium.
Andy, Alex, you got any final thoughts on Kell Brook, where he goes next?
Probably a local gay bar.
Beat me to it, mate. I'm not going to say that. I really don't know who he's going to go next, but I think it's either going to be, like as you say, Chris Van Heerden, Gianluca Branco, whoever it's going to be anyway. It needs to be somebody who's going to be pay-per-view worthy. I don't think they can just put any Tom, Dick or Harry in there. They need someone. They need a name fighter for him to face next, because he's just going to end up losing all that momentum he had off that Porter victory, especially coming back off a slashing as well.
And Hearn will just say that, he'll carry on saying everyone's ducking him, no one wants to fight Kell because he's too good, and hopefully that someone comes to the table who, he's a big name, but at the moment it's just so hard to see who they can get over.
You know what? Even it sounds fucking horrible, it really does, right? But see, even just getting somebody like Bundrage and try to take his belt off him, because Kell's massive, he could do the 154, why not even just try and get that? And then he hoards 2 belts with the IBF. That's better than the shite that you're mentioning now. I know Bundrage is fucking tragic right enough, but it's better fighting for an North title at an North division than fighting Van Heerden.
Yeah, that fight's shit.
Carson Jones.
That's terrible.
Third fight with Carson Jones. It's the fight the British public want to see.
The British public want to see Brian Rose get fucking cabbaged again. That's what we want. And that's what we've got.
Fuck's sake.
I think that's about the end of the... We've run out of stuff to talk about now, haven't we?
Yeah. Make my chocolate marzipan here.
Right, well, but if any other news comes out, we'll bring out another video in the week, and this will be up on YouTube probably later on today. I'd like to thank Alex Morris, Andy Patterson, who ducked the hosting for the second part, Brian King, and Paul Webb was on as well. I missed him though. And thanks to everyone listening, and hopefully listening Sunday for the usual podcast. Thanks a lot, everyone.
48 and OTB. Woo!